Hey there, I'm Callum. This is my dad, Mark, and my
Hello.
mother, Amy.
Hola!
And we're back after watching The Edge of Destruction. And your basic opinions? Yeah, they didn't really enjoy this episode this much. And luckily, it's only 2 parts long.
Sorry, Callum.
Luckily, it's only 2 parts long.
Thank God!
It wasn't the most riveting of Doctor Who episodes we've seen.
Oh my God!
Anyway, so this is the first story of Doctor Who to just about take place entirely in the TARDIS. Part 2, not entirely, because at the very end they're on the snow.
Entirely in the TARDIS. Not anywhere else.
Except for at the very end.
Pictures.
No.
Pictures. Spoiler. Entirely in the TARDIS. Shit.
Stop talking.
So what did you think of that? A story that was set entirely in the TARDIS and no on...
I don't mind stories entirely in the TARDIS. I do mind this story. It was terrible.
There's some guys laughing right now.
I'm sure they are.
I agree. I think an in TARDIS episode could be amazing on so many levels.
Mm-hmm.
This was just monotonous and it kind of went nowhere almost.
I do have one caveat.
He saved the day with a little flashlight and a spring.
Okay, but in 1964, this was
Come
made.
on.
Where did they come up? Like they had very much like Star Trek. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in Star Trek was Captain Picard goes Earl Grey, hot, and he gets a cup of Earl Grey hot tea.
Yes.
Now, in this episode, he asks for water, and a gel pack comes down, and that was my mind was blown. It's like, how do they have a gel pack? Because that was my mind was blown. I didn't know they had gel packs in 1963.
And why didn't he poison them or sedate them with gel packs and actual teeth?
Mm-hmm.
How did you like it, Callum?
You're up.
Well, I don't know. When I first watched it, I was pretty interested in it. Wait. Actually, let me save this into a later question.
Okay.
Okay, so second of all, this isn't just the first one to take place entirely in the TARDIS, but it's the first of many stories.
Spoiler!
What do you mean?
He said this isn't the first one that takes place entirely in TARDIS.
That's because you've seen other ones. It's okay. It's all right. No, keep. Sorry, nothing.
Wait. That was all. That was just a mistake.
Okay, good.
I didn't mean to say it isn't the first one to take place entirely in the TARDIS. I was wrong. It is the first one to take place in the TARDIS.
It is.
We know.
It isn't the only. Wait.
Isn't the only one.
What I said was not only is this the first one to take place entirely in the TARDIS.
Okay.
Mm.
But it is also the first story to give a hint that the TARDIS is alive.
That was cool. You had mentioned that earlier.
Unbelievable. That was a mind-blowing part.
You said this is a quite poignant moment in
we were
Doctor
getting to that
history,
point.
right?
We were getting to that point, and Ian and the Doctor and Barbara and Susan were just about to mention it, and then these two were just talking.
But key point, like, how do they reveal such an amazing feature in the show in an episode that's so lame? Like, that's the nuances of the show.
It was a bit of a hidden gem, right?
A hidden gem in an otherwise sucky episode. They reveal that the TARDIS is alive. I'm surprised that later episodes, spoiler alert or not, don't reveal the TARDIS as like, I don't know. I kind of bought into like a feminine creature or all that stuff.
That's enough about.
They don't.
That's enough from Mark now. Callum, over to you.
Well,
Last time I talked out of line, I got
You're still
this.
For the first time where it hints that the TARDIS is alive, I'm sure that it would just like confuse like all the viewers. Like, are they like just saying this, or do they actually mean it, or are they making a mistake, or is this actually going to be a thing?
Sure.
Like, yeah, like for this being the first time, and the way how they're just like that, and then the Doctor just goes, well, it's probably just thinking like a machine. It would probably just confuse audiences for now.
True.
Sure.
True that.
Yep.
And then, of course, comes the obvious downside is the ending. Like,
Also,
they have this whole thing of them like being knocked unconscious. And what is this all about? It's about a spring getting stuck.
a spring.
Dun 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 dun. And if you have your trusty flashlight.
No, we should have been a sonic screwdriver. Just saying.
Zip. Callum, please continue.
Well, that's what I was gonna be saying. Like, I thought that this like episode was really cool. It took place entirely in the TARDIS, which would have been very interesting. And then I see the ending, and they're like, well, you see, the spring got stuck. You see, like, when you press a button, it's supposed to go down, and then when you release it, it goes back up again. And then instead I pressed it down, it got stuck. And then when I took my finger up, the button remained down as if it was still on, and I was still pressing on it. And then that somehow attacked your minds and made you want to kill everyone and grab a pair of scissors and stab the kids and everything. And like, when I first saw that, I thought that I was, like, watching it incorrectly. I thought that I was missing something, because that didn't make any sense. And then I watched it again, and then I see other people's opinions on it, and I'm like, wait a minute, was that supposed to be it? A spring gets stuck, and then everyone wants to be a murderer or something?
What about the coalescence of the universe? The concept of the solar system, like they go back in time, like the solar system of Earth, and its correlated planets forming out of the dust
and debris.
Debris.
That was interesting.
Wasn't that interesting? That was like, okay, finally getting interesting. There's a couple moments. That's the key thing about this. Most of it sucked, and then there's a couple of gems in there, like diamonds in the rough.
But
right?
It could have been delivered so much cooler.
Better, cooler, also.
Better and also cooler.
Yeah.
Because we got the message across about what was happening, but the delivery of it to me was just really.
So you need a producer and a director to really get in.
Could have been way more exciting, right?
Retake. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Anyway, these guys back there in the BBC.
Wasn't my favorite Doctor Who, but wrapping it up because we don't want to go on and on. Wasn't my favorite Doctor Who by far, but there were some, I think, important discoveries in these episodes.
Rating.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Rating at 10.
Okay, so hands on the count of 3, hands count of 10. No, come on, you can work it out, Barker.
Ready? Okay, on 3.
1, 2, 3, show. Why not?
Maybe a 5.5 or something.
No. Worst one I've ever seen. Just saying.
Just saying, too.
I've ever seen. I haven't seen all of them yet. I got more
Personal
to come.
opinions. Personal opinions, to each their own. I still suggest you watch it. It still has some very valuable Doctor Who knowledge and history in it that you need to see. That's all I'm going to say. Happy watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys. Wish them luck when they get to the web planet.